This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
Then I looked up, and all of a sudden it smashed right dead into the center of the World Trade Center.
CNN Center right now is just beginning to work on this story.
Goodness, we're looking at a live picture from Washington, and there is smoke pouring out of the Pentagon.
Surface showing the immediate aftermath of the crash of United Flight 93 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania on September 11th, 2001.
One from Reuters reporting that an American Airlines plane was hijacked.
This is CBS News continuing live coverage of the apparent terrorist attacks today here in New York City and in Washington, D.C.
The top of it came down, sending smoke and debris everywhere.
Hi, I'm Ryan Boone, and this is your Patriots Day video. Patriots Day is an annual event formalized upon several state holidays. As well as today, September 11th, there was a series of 4 coordinated terrorist attacks against the United States of America in 2001 on a Tuesday. Many were lost, saved, lost to saving, and many who have survived. When 9/11 happened, many people were there to help, such as the Salvation Army, the Red Cross, police officers, firefighters, and many more. They were there for over a month helping, trying to get everyone situated. What you're about to see is a series of people talking about what they know about 9/11, what they remember when it happened, and what it was like to help.
My name's Alyssa, and I know that 9/11 was an attack on the Twin Towers, an attempt on the Pentagon, and various other places, and it was hijacked planes, and many people died, and that's about it.
I am Mrs. Walker, and as you know, I'm the principal here. And 9/11, that is one of those memories that I have that will forever be, I think, engraved in my brain. That happened the very last year that I was teaching. I was working with a young man who had Down syndrome, and he was sitting beside me when a teacher came in the classroom and told us that we, America, was we were under attack. And I think for a slight moment, I was kind of envious of the young man that was sitting beside me, because he had really didn't understand the impact of what was happening at that point. Much like a high school, rumors spread. And during that first, I would say 30 minutes to 40 minutes, there were so many, rumors about things that were happening closer. So the talk was that the Wright Pat Air Force Base was under attack, and that there were many, many cities in the United States under attack, and in which that in case wasn't the truth. But that kind of tells you a little bit about fear and how panic sets in and so forth. It was a really scary day, and I can remember just everyone being quiet and upset and crying, and again, you go back to fear. There was a lot of fear. I really wanted to just go home to be with my husband and to be with my small children, and help process all of that with them. My children at that time were 10 or so, and I know that they were allowed to watch that at school. So they came home that night, and they were scared, and they had a lot of questions, and they were questions that I didn't necessarily have an answer to. So that was a hard thing as a parent. And then I can remember that night, and then the days directly following that, you had a really hard time pulling yourself away from the TV. It was hard. It was so hard to process and understand the amount of loss that happened. It was within our country, but it seemed so far away. But I will also say that I've never seen our country or any group of people come together like we did at that point. I talk a lot about taking care of each other, and that was something that was evident during that time, that people just wanted to be together and make sure that everybody was going to be able to be okay again, whatever that meant, because our world and our perception of safety was forever changed. But that's what I remember, and as I said, it's always one of those things that I can close my eyes and I can go right back to that moment, and I think I'll feel that way for the rest of my life.
I'm Dearica Johnson, And 9/11, that's when many people died in the Twin Towers in New York City.
Hi, I'm Amber Boone, and I'm here to talk about September 11th, 2001. I was stationed with the Salvation Army in Brattleboro, Vermont. I was a captain, and we got a call from a friend of ours telling us we should turn on the television. As we turned on the television, we were just in time to see the second plane hit. We got on the phone with our command and headed down right away. On our way down, the toll booth operator saw our uniforms and said, "Are you on the way to the city?" We said, "Yes, we are," and they just waved us through. Sometimes they didn't even stop. They just saw the uniform and just waved us through. We got down there fairly quickly. We were in the city by the end of the day. The Salvation Army was one of the few response units that were allowed inside New York City. We were stationed first. They put us at what they thought was going to be the morgue until they realized that they weren't finding any bodies and there would be no need for a morgue. So they sent us into New York City, into the rescue center. As we were there for over 30 days. We were there with the rescue workers. I'm not allowed to say the name of it, but I'm sure you've heard of it. The rescue workers left with nothing but the emergency equipment they had on their backs. So they didn't have anything except their combat boots. They worked 12-hour shifts. So when they were not at downtown, they were with us. And we had to ask the public for silly things that you never would think of, like flip-flops, socks. They didn't have those things. And the community, we would get cases of flip-flops for these guys so they could have their choice. One thing that I never thought of is when we were stationed there, even the dogs were getting depressed. We had to start playing hide and seek with them, and they were so encouraged once they found us. We also had a lot of outpouring for the dogs for a lot of the nice food and everything like that. What a lot of people didn't realize is that those dogs only eat protein. So we once again had to go to the community and ask for hamburgers, beef, that type of thing for those search and rescue dogs. They were amazing. Everybody was kind, compassionate, caring, helping each other. Even I had an armed guard when I would have to leave the unit just to bring the other people their coffee, tea, whatever they needed at that moment, since they weren't getting relief for a while. When they returned from ground zero every day, they were exhausted, covered. They would have to take showers, they would have to do that, and it was like a big family. But it was heartbreaking because they knew the reason they were there. It was amazing to see the outpouring of support for the men and women. And I say guys, but it was men and women who were there. It was amazing. Movie stars came to help lift their morale. The President of the United States came. I've never seen a thicker door in my life. I think if this had happened in any other country, I don't know what the outcome would have been. But because of the American people and the American spirit and just coming together, I hope, even though it's been 18 years since then, that we will never forget the lives that were taken, the sacrifices that were made. I have never seen my father-in-law cry. He was stationed with us at that center. I've never seen him cry until the fire chief was found and the men carried him back to the fire station. That was one of the few times I've seen him cry. But the big burly guys, as we're watching this in the center, came around him and hugged him and protected him. And it was just an awful, horrible experience. But the love and compassion overcame all of that. And it's only because we are a great nation. I'm Amber Boone, and I'm proud to have been part of the Salvation Army helping for September 11th, 2001. I'm proud and blessed to be one nation under God.
Thank you for watching the Patriots Day video. I know it wasn't as upbeat as the other GNN videos, but it is a serious topic. And I encourage you to honor everyone we have lost, who survived, and who helped. Thank you again for watching. I'm Ryan Boone, and this is your Patriots Day video.